All right, welcome everybody back to another edition of Can You Reach the Summit? It's part of our Explore the Summit series. We're taking a look at each of our member institutions this fall. This week happens to be featuring the University of Nebraska, Omaha, and we are joined today by one of their women's basketball players, Sophie Johnston. Welcome, Sophie.
Thanks, Ryan. It's good to be here. I'm a senior this year, and I am from Gold Coast, Australia. So I moved to Omaha so this is my third year in Omaha. So 3 years ago I moved here, and I just absolutely loved Omaha. I love the city. I love the people. So that's kind of what brought me to Omaha. And I'm majoring in elementary education.
Nice. Good deal. Well, we're going to get to know you a little bit better throughout this little trivia rundown and ask you some questions about Australia, because obviously that's pretty cool that you came all the way to Omaha from the Pacific Ocean. So that's interesting in and of itself, and we'll have some fun with that. But let's jump right into the questions. The first category is campus traditions. So see what you know about the University of Nebraska, Omaha. So here's the first one. I'll read the question and you'll see it on the screen as well. UNO's official welcome week is also commonly referred to as the following. Is it A, O Days, B, Gateway Days, C, Durango Days, or D, Maverick Days?
I'm going to have to log in. C, Durango Days.
C, Durango Days. All right. 100 points off to a good start, so it's always good to get that first one out of the way. You mentioned a little bit in your introduction, but the people and just the city of Omaha, but what's the comparison to where you grew up in Australia? Are they similar type cities, or is it completely different?
Well, where I'm from, I am from the Gold Coast, so it's along the east coast of Australia, so right on the beach. So it's completely different to Omaha. The weather's complete opposite. When I came to Omaha, it was my first time seeing snow. So that was completely just like a culture shock for me.
For sure. I can imagine that. And you said the beach is right there, and there's not really a beach close to Omaha. You got to go either east or
not
west,
really.
right in the middle of the country. So water-wise, is that something you enjoyed growing up, or?
Yeah, absolutely. I love going to the beach. Love going to the beach with my friends, and even I feel like in Australia, winter, you can still go to the beach. The weather's just great all year round.
That's not the case in the Midwest, but we get our 4 seasons, and we enjoy them here as well. All right, good stuff. Let's see if you can get another 100 points here with question number 2. Nebraska Omaha is separated into 3 different campuses. Which one of these is the primary campus? Is it A, Center, B, Dodge, C, Scott, or D, Midtown?
B, Dodge.
Got that one right too. I'm learning a lot about the schools and stuff coming up with these questions. So that was one I found pretty interesting. I think is like Baxter Arena and the sports stuff is on. Which is it, Center or is it Scott?
It's Scott.
Okay.
It's down near Scott. I don't know if you know like Exarban area. It's right near that area, just at the end of Exarban. Yeah.
Gotcha. Good deal. Well, 2 for 2. That's a great start. Yep. You got 200 points. Let's go to question number 3.
Okay.
All right. This one might be a strict guess, or you may have read this and know this, but the university announced earlier this month that its enrollment was the largest since 1992. So which of these ranges did that figure fall between? Is it A, 11,999, B, 15,000, 1,599, C, 14,000, 1,499, or D, 17,000, 17,999? It's a mouthful.
This is going to be a guess. I'm going to go for B.
E would be the right guess. 3 for 3. You're the first contestant that we've had get the first 3 right, so you got that going for you. So yeah, the enrollment, I mean, obviously that says a lot about the University of Nebraska Omaha and its growth and how it's kind of becoming an up and comer in institutions, and they've got lots of good majors. You mentioned you're an elementary education major. What
Yeah.
is it about that degree that intrigues you?
Well, before I moved to Omaha, I worked with children back in Australia. So I worked in like a before and after school care program, and I absolutely just loved working with kids. So I just thought that that's what I wanted to do as a career. Yeah.
Nice, good deal, good deal. All right, we're shifting gears from the campus side of things to this is a pop culture category, and in honor of your heritage, we're going with Australia and pop culture.
Oh, awesome.
All right, here's the question. What is the highest grossing Australian film of all time? Is it A, The
See,
Man from...
you
already know it. You are, I don't even need to go through it, you're going to see.
Yep.
You got it right. Crocodile Dundee, I've seen that one. Not sure I've seen the other three, but I think what I read, it was over like $47 million that it grossed when it was out. So
yeah, I know all the girls. I think pretty much all the girls have seen that one that I know of. So that's kind of how I knew that one.
yeah, if not, you're gonna make them watch it, right?
Yeah, for sure.
So, just Crocodile Dundee. I mean, you think Australia, you think the outback, you think koala bears, you think crocodiles, things like that. What's maybe one thing about Australia that people don't really know that you love?
That I love, did you say?
Yeah, that you enjoy about it.
This is a hard one. I mean, okay, so I feel like when everyone thinks of Australia, they think of like really poisonous and like venomous insects and like snakes and whatnot. But like where I live, there's like, I literally have probably seen a snake maybe 3 times in my life. Like it's really exaggerated in movies. So I love that there's like not as many like snakes around and whatnot as like portrayed. There's definitely like bugs, but like I feel like it's definitely like people are like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna go to Australia and I'm gonna, you know, get bitten by something poisonous.
Right, and I mean that the outback connotation there, just kind of being out, and it's not city life or anything like that. But there's a lot of. I mean, I was looking at Gold Coast, and that seems like quite the city too. Just has a lot, has a lot going on.
It's definitely a tourist city. Yeah.
Cool, good deal. So speaking of Gold Coast, let's move to geography. Let's see what you know about Australian geography. We asked the other contestants U.S. geography, but we're gonna give you a crack at Australian geography. But which of these countries is in the closest proximity to Australia? All right, is it A, Papua New Guinea, B, Indonesia, C, New Zealand, or D, East Timor?
It's either Indonesia or New Zealand. I think. I've been to Indonesia twice, and it was like maybe an 8-hour flight. I've never been to New Zealand though, so I don't know.
Oh.
Okay, let's lock in B, just because I've been there.
All right. B is not the correct answer.
Oh, okay.
But I like how you went through it and you thought about it. So
I was trying to be strategic about it.
Right, no doubt.
I'm going to go to C.
It's not C either. You got 2 guesses left, 50 points on the line.
Okay, let's go A.
It is A. I guess there's like a tip of Papua New Guinea on the southern end that's like super close to Australia.
Wow.
So
there you go.
Like for an American, I would have thought New Zealand right away because
I feel like everyone, even I was like maybe New Zealand. Yeah.
Connected to. So good. I'm glad we stumped you after 4 in a row. That's what we like to do. We can't have you.
Yeah, I know.
All right. Now we're moving to Summit League facts. Kind of some athletic questions here. So let's see how well you know the history of the Summit League. Kansas City and this other Summit League member have both left the league for a period of time before rejoining at a later date. Kansas City obviously coming back this year after a little brief time in the Western Athletic Conference. But so your options are A, Omaha, B, Denver, C, Oral Roberts, or D, South Dakota.
I think it's either B or C, but I'm going to go with C, Oral Roberts.
You got it right. Good job.
Awesome.
Why did you narrow it down to those two?
Well, I knew it wasn't Omaha, and I had a feeling it was Oral Roberts. Like, I maybe have heard that before.
Gotcha. Yeah, they were, I believe it was the Southland where they were for a little while before they came back. So good members, though.
Okay,
So let's move on to another question here. Category is autobiography. See how well you know your own kind of stats and stuff. You scored a career-high 20 points as a sophomore against this current Summit League foe. Is it A, Denver, B, North Dakota, C, Western Illinois, or D, Oral Roberts?
It was B, North Dakota.
You remember that game pretty
I
well.
do.
Yeah, the good ones are hard to forget. So what'd you have going that day?
I had the hot hand. Like, I was just feeling it from like downtown. I just remember even one shot that I took, it was like, I don't know, it was pretty far out from the 3-point line because it was like on the buzzer. So I had to like get it off. And so, I don't know. I just remember like feeling it from the 3.
It was just your day, right?
Yeah.
So basketball wise, Australia, like what got you going into basketball as a youngster?
Yeah. So I don't know if you've heard of netball before. It's like similar to basketball, but it's not played in the US. But I was playing netball like when I was younger, and then a basketball coach was, I don't know, I guess hanging around the netball games, and she came up to my mom and she was like, hey, your daughter's like quite tall, maybe she should give basketball a go. And so I was probably in like 5th grade. So then I went to like mini ball, or I think that's what it was called. And like ever since then, I just absolutely loved it. Like I was like, yeah, this is the sport I want to play.
Nice.
So
cool. And you come from an athletic family. I was reading your bio, and your dad played Australian rules football professionally. So
yeah, he did. Yeah, yeah. So my brother is trying to do the same as him as well. So my brother's trying to get into the AFL as well, which would be awesome. So yeah, pretty athletic family.
Yeah. What do you think of Australian rules football? It's a little different than American football, and no pads. So there's a toughness level that.
Yeah, and that's what I noticed that whenever I show any of the girls, because I try to explain what it is, and they're like, is it rugby? And I'm like, no, like it's very different. So I try and show them a photo, like a video, and they're like, oh my gosh, there's no like knee pads or anything. And I'm like, yeah, it's kind of like rough. It's brutal.
No doubt about it. Well, good deal. You doing good. 650 through 7 questions. So we got 3 more to go, and you're off to a great start. Next question. All right, this is your Know Your Coach category. I know Coach Banks is new to Omaha, and she's only been there since April, but maybe you did a little research on her before she got to town. So which of these schools did Coach Banks not spend a stint with as an assistant coach before being named the Mavericks head coach earlier this year? Is it A, DePaul, B, Northwestern, C, Detroit Mercy, or D, Ohio State?
B, Northwestern.
She was there for a little while.
Okay. DePaul.
It is DePaul.
Okay. I only thought it was Northwestern because Coach Grant, our assistant, I know she played at DePaul, so I kind of thought maybe Coach Banks was there and knew her. So, but no. I
didn't know that little aspect. I only picked DePaul as a choice because it's in Chicago and Northwestern. So I was trying to be a little tricky, but I guess it.
Yeah. You tricked
me. She was at Ohio State before she came to Ohio, and she played at Detroit Mercy, and that was her first first job out of college. So, I mean, what's your first kind of impression of Coach Banks? I know you guys are starting practice a little bit here and getting to see her and her
Yeah.
coaching style. So, what do you think so far?
I just think like her basketball IQ is like amazing. Like she definitely knows what she's talking about basketball wise, that's for sure. And like just based on our workouts and whatnot, like her energy just walking into the gym, it's very positive and like motivational. So like we come into practice and we're ready to go because, you know, we're feeling the positive vibes. We're feeling motivated to, you know, get the job done.
Good deal. I know it's sometimes hard to see an old coach go, but it's sometimes exciting to have a fresh face and to for your senior year. I know you got one left and you want to make the most of it. So hopefully that transition goes well for you guys.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, 7:25. You got 2 questions to go.
Okay.
This is your true or false question. You and Kia Wilson were the only 2 Mavericks coming off the bench to appear in all 30 games last season.
Does it count if our starting lineup changed?
So,
do you know what I mean?
Yeah. So from the stats that I saw, neither of you had any starts. So all of your games were in a reserve.
True.
It's false.
Oh, false. Okay.
Kia missed 1
That's
game.
why I was like
29. So that was the tricky part of the true false. But you played in all 30 and she played in 29. So we got you with that one, but still alive. You got 1 more to go.
That was tricky. Okay.
Last question. Summer League Championship history. Who was the program's first win against in the Summer League women's basketball tournament game? Is it A, South Dakota State, B, North Dakota State, C, South Dakota, or D, Purdue Fort Wayne?
I think it was A, South Dakota State.
It wasn't South Dakota State.
Okay. D?
You're down to 50-50.
Okay. C.
You salvaged 50 points. Good job. So you guys beat South Dakota in 2017. So they've appeared in the championship game each of the last 8 years, except for the year the Mavericks got them back in 2017. So little fun fact there. But that was the first win for the Mavericks. You guys, I think, became eligible in, I believe, 14, 15, somewhere around there. So not too many chances, but that was the first one for you guys to get your W at the Summit League Women's Basketball Tournament. So final score 775. Matt had 850. So you guys are at 1625. Pretty good combo showing for the Mavericks, but that was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun just to kind of get to know you a little better and ask you about your path to Omaha. So what Gold Coast to Omaha, what do you have to do? You have to fly to how many different airports to get home?
Yeah, it's insane. I think I had 4 flights coming over here this year. So I flew from Gold Coast to Sydney in Australia. Okay. And then I flew Sydney to LA, and then LA to Salt Lake City, and Salt Lake City to Omaha. And so it was a good 2 days of travel.
Wow. Yeah. But it's I've never been to Australia, but it's definitely on my bucket list. So hopefully I can check it out. And
you should definitely go.
Yeah, it's on the radar. I just hopefully can make it happen at some point. But I mean, just so many cities and different things to do. Like, and I've met some other people from Australia, so it would be a lot of fun to get over there and check out your home country.
Yeah, for sure. I definitely recommend it.
Good deal. Well, hey, Sophie Johnston, we really appreciate it. In your quest to reach the summit, you did pretty good, 775 points. So we'll see where you and Matt stack up with the rest of the league, but
Yeah.
not
Thank
too
you so
bad.
much for having me.
No
It was so much
problem.
fun.
Good deal. Have a great rest of the day.
Yeah, you too. See you later.
Bye.